Hello. Hi. Hi, Thomas. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing? You?
Oh, so happy. So saw your tweet, and I want to learn more about this view component thing. So I figure maybe we could help each other out. Uh, uh, you teach me about this, and then maybe we can see about whatever this issue you're having is. Uh, it's a good way to spend a Saturday. I don't know about what everybody else is doing, but it sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited.
Good. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're here. Do you want to give us a quick demo of what a view component is, or actually better yet, can you walk me through a demo of what view component is?
Okay, sure.
So if I were to
Mm,
start by myself, like with you over my shoulder, pair
yeah.
programming, what would that experience look like? Let me
Okay.
share my screen here.
Yep.
Okay, so I suppose because I've get cloned a few things here. I think I've got some stuff, but not nearly where I need to be. So if I were to start here, start that Spring.io, brand new, what am I trying to do? What does my app look like?
Okay. So first we need the Spring Web dependency. We need Thymeleaf. You can use Spring ViewComponent with Thymeleaf or JTE currently. I want to
Okay.
integrate more template languages. And then you want native if we want to
Yep.
work on that now.
Yeah.
But normally you wouldn't need native. And yeah.
Oh.
So the idea behind ViewComponent in a short time is with normal Thymeleaf, you have your controller in your Java directory and your templates in your resource directory. And there's a big
Right.
disconnect between your templates and your controller where you serve the templates, and especially where you combine the model attributes. So you need, for Thymeleaf to render the templates, it needs models. And there's a
Right.
huge disconnect between that. And so what Spring ViewComponent is trying to do is get these closer together and make it loosely coupled, because you can just you just define a Spring ViewComponent is just a regular bean, so you can dependency inject them, and then you just call the render method and return that in your controller.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like an API that is designed to enforce patterns that make it easier to build server-side rendered apps.
Exactly. Like you can also nest these components, so it tries to be it kind of takes the stuff that the JavaScript world does, because every JavaScript framework is based on components. But with Spring, with the normal MVC approach, it's just templates, and we don't think in components. And I think it's better if we think in components, because you can make them encapsulated, and it's also type safe. I'm currently still working on so it's called a compile time checker. So because in Thymeleaf, it's only getting evaluated at runtime if your attributes are there in your template.
Right.
Yeah,
It'd be
and
nice to have that validated before I deploy or run.
exactly. So that's the idea.
Okay. And let's suppose I wanted to do this. I've got in my build, I've got the Thymeleaf web and test support and the GraalVM stuff. That's irrelevant for the moment, but it'll
Yeah.
become relevant soon enough. What do I need to do to get Spring View component in here?
Okay, you need so if you could either go to the GitHub, but I send you that. Yeah. So right at the bottom, there's the Maven dependency. I can walk you through the README for a bit, because that's
I'm looking for the Maven dependency.
yeah, right at the bottom, at the very, very bottom. Yeah.
Oh,
there.
okay, here we go.
So you need to pull that in for Thymeleaf, and then that's the
wait.
that's
Okay,
the
this
yeah.
one for
So,
Thymeleaf.
yeah, exactly.
What is all this stuff up here?
That's because with Spring ViewComponent, you put your templates right next to your view components inside your Java directory in your main. So what that does, it pulls these templates out into your resizes build directory. And what that does, it mirrors your packet structure. So that, because that's how I can know, okay, that's the view component, and right next to it is a template, and that's how I can resolve them.
I see. Okay, so this is from Maven. Right now, this might change, but right now I'm using Gradle. Do I need to do anything for that?
Right, is at the there's here. So here's so actually the task with type, you don't need that, so you just need the source sets, and that does the same thing as the Maven. It pulls them out.
Okay, do I put that there?
And you need to change Kotlin to Java there.
Well, that should be about the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but in the source directory, there's source/twice/Kotlin.
Source test Java. Okay, Java. Okay.
Yeah, and then you still need the dependency.
Right. Okay. So I'm using Thymeleaf for the moment.
Below.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the dependency.
Okay, and then the. And then
why are you not using the Kotlin DSL yet? Isn't that the new standard?
Yeah, it is. It should be. I wish it was on the Spring Initializer, but I'm just trying to use whatever is the default. We might have to resort to Maven, because if this is like lifecycle with the build tool, I am not the expert here. So let's see. Let's just see. What is the latest version?
So we should go into the. I've sent you in the chat. I've sent you the snapshot.
Okay.
I'll send you that on StreamYard. Because I fixed this morning. I fixed the bug with native.
Oh, but I need the. Wait. So what's the bug with native? Oh, for the Kotlin. Do I need this if I'm not using Kotlin?
Could work. We can try it out.
Okay, let's just keep my build as minimal as possible. Go away, users. So is this still the correct version?
Should.
Okay, so
should
go to
be.
Gradle.
So that's the nearest stable.
Okay. Wait, so that actually is. Get rid of that. Okay, well that was easy. What's wrong with this? Oh, those CVE vulnerability alerts are more scary than not sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I've updated to one. Oh, you might need. So we tried it out, but this morning I updated to 3.1.2, and I fixed the bug there with native. So could be that we need the new snapshot.
Was the bug just regarding Kotlin or what? What was the?
No, it was regarding native, I think. But we'll try it out.
Okay, can you tell me what the bug? I mean, I don't know. Like, if that's gonna.
Wait a second. Have it in my.
This is so cool. Cape Town, South Africa. I love that corner of the world. Yeah. That I haven't been back to Cape Town since 2019. I would love to go again. That was a great show, great experience, great everything. Let's see. What is this issue?
Yeah. So this morning I
Default values are not picked up. Okay. But what?
Yeah, so what I did this morning is I've updated to whatnot the new Spring Boot release. And I've updated and made the configuration properties. I made them a data class, and that worked. So I was happy with that.
Yes. Wait. So is Spring ViewComponent implemented in Kotlin?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
So that's why I'm not really that experienced with Java. I'm mostly doing Kotlin.
Okay.
But it shouldn't matter. So I've still need to get an automatic GitHub action workflow to test them both in Java and Kotlin. But I've tested them in Java as well, so it should work.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, so let me see.
Try it out. We can try it out, and then
Yeah.
otherwise
Okay.
we can just pull in the linear snapshot dependency.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. So let's. So I've got a template. Where's the sample? You have a nice sample that you do.
Yeah, I'll send you the sample, but it's not that hard. I can talk you through it if you want as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that. So
Okay.
I'm starting here with public static void main.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't need the templates directory, actually. We can use it if we want for like commonly shared stuff, but we don't need it. So what I normally do is like I do a web package, and then I do a page package, and yeah. And what I do in these is the view components that are returned from my controller. And then I normally make separate component package for stuff that is like used across the whole stack. So for example, you can do toasts with view components very easily.
Okay. Like a pop-up. Okay.
Yeah, like a pop-up. And with HTMX, that's really easy. Okay, and then you can, for example, .index, we'll start with an index component.
Okay, so I create it inside of web pages?
Yeah, but you can do whatever structure you want.
Index component, you say?
You can call them, it doesn't matter, but I normally call them index view component.
Okay, index view component, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And now you annotate that with the add view component annotation.
Done and done. So that's a Spring Framework component, okay, meta annotation.
That makes it. And then you need to add a render method inside it.
Just void render?
Not void, it's view context render. So
okay.
Yeah.
Is there an interface I should be implementing or something?
Not currently. I'm still debating on that, if I should pull it into an interface.
Yeah. Or at least, I don't know. Okay, yep.
Yeah. And then there's, you can create a view context with the constructor.
I can inject the view context?
No, you don't inject it. So in the render method, you return a view context. And what that does is create, now you do view pop, and then inside them, you create view properties. View property, and there's exactly. So what that does is the same as the model attributes in Thymeleaf.
Right.
So because I don't really change much, I just pull myself in front of the Spring MVC. So the view context gets parsed into the model, and the view gets automatically created.
Okay, so like this, kind of?
Yeah.
I think I did something wrong. Let's see, there's a view context.
Actually, I have to look.
View property. Oh, I need an array. This is not a variadic array method. Okay, so
yeah, it's a var arg.
I need a new view property. There you go. It's not a var args in Java, it looks like. Okay, so
should be, but well.
Property. There you go. Good. Okay, so I got it. I think I did it.
Okay.
Data. Seems like it might
That's really complicated in Java, I have to say, because in Kotlin it's just an inline fix. So I just do string to property and then the value. Makes it much simpler.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's
looks good.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah. And now what we do is we create, next to our index view component, we create the index view component.html.
Just call it to-do view component. I've already taken it too far to be anything else. Okay, so now
Yeah.
in the same package, you say?
Yeah, in the same package, we create the HTML file.
Like .html, like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay, and what is supposed to be in here?
So here's a normal Thymeleaf template. So you can do HTML tag, then body, and then table if you want for your to-dos.
Oh, actually, there's a... Okay, so hold on. I'm going to cheat. Sorry. New HTML file, to-do view component .html. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, IntelliJ. Love you. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Now.
Yeah, now we can use just the normal Thymeleaf stuff. You can...
div, th, each. What is it? To-do.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly.
And div.
And then th, just to th text, and then to-do dot.
ID. I do this.
Yeah, to-do dot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to-do dot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's neat. I like that.
Okay.
So that'll do something useful?
Yeah. So we can now create a controller because we don't return anything yet. So we need an endpoint like standard Thymeleaf.
Okay, so like a Spring MVC controller kind of thing?
Yeah, it's just a normal controller like you do in Thymeleaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And what you do now is you create a get mapping, for example, /todos.
Okay.
And what you now do is return a view context. A view context.
Like that?
Yeah, and then to-dos. And now you return, you dependency inject the to-do view component.
Okay, private to-do view component.
Yeah, and what you now do, you call the random method.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's the whole stick. You can just call the random method, and in the controller you don't need to know anything. That's the whole point. You just know, okay, that's okay. Now I'm scared if it's gonna work. Oh, it works. Nice.
Nice. Okay, let's see. So I didn't need this to be IVs. Cool. And obviously I should have.
You can actually enable in the application properties. I've with Thymeleaf there's a big issue with the what's it called, the hot reload of DevTools.
Right.
So if you pull in the DevTools dependency, you can enable the development mode of ViewComponent.
Right.
And that hot reloads them better than with the normal DevTools.
Well, yeah, okay, I know that. So it turns out that actually works just fine in Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
You saw the stream the other day. It is not great. Wait, is the DevTools already on?
I think. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. I pull in DevTools currently in the library for the because then I could implement the whole live reload better. So what I wanted to do is like pull the dependency in a conditional. So the dependency only gets pulled if you want to use the live reload of your component.
Right. Well, I don't know. It's loaded here, right? It's already there.
Yeah.
Which is, I suppose, not a big deal. Just surprising. Okay, so there's this. I've got my data. It's working fine. And you're saying this doesn't work with AOT yet?
Yeah. So the issue is, I think, is with the Maven, with the configuration that pulls the templates into into the resources, into the AOT file itself. That's what I think is the issue, because it works fine if you just run it normally or inside a jar. But if you do native run, it doesn't work. So it doesn't find the templates.
Okay, and have you tried like the low-hanging fruit, like registering a resource hint and that kind of stuff?
No. So that's
Okay.
that's
I
why
don't know if
was
that'll
asking.
work. Let's just try.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with this stuff, but we'll try. Okay, so what is this path? I don't know. Let's see. This is just copy.
So
for
what I
reference.
would normally do, like pull this in the pages package, I would pull it into a to-do package, and then you
Right.
have like a nice structure, like similar to how all the front-end frameworks do it.
Love
Because
that.
then you can do like multiple controllers. Like for example, you could have a root controller, could have a to-do controller, and inside this to-do you could create, because you can also nest view components. So we can do that as well if you want.
Well, let's just okay. Well, let's.
Yeah, whatever you
I'm
want.
keen to see the simple stuff break first.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So let me try a native image. Let's just see if that fails. I'm sure it's gonna fail. I just want to see how it fails. GraalVM native compile. Yeah.
Because one thing I also want to look into is like with the Spring 6, there's like these declarative HTTP interfaces, right?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So what you could do with view components, you could do microservice. So for your front end as a microservice.
Yeah.
That's another idea. Because
front end as a microservice. What do you mean?
So if you have multiple microservices for your data, for example, you could just create another Spring app that contains your front end, basically, like we do here. And then for the data, it can just use the Spring declarative interfaces, the HTTP
totally.
interfaces, to pull that. So, and because people always say, okay, well, I need a normal API anyway, or like for my mobile app, and I say, okay, but it's still simpler to like do the front end as a microservice, and then also have a like the backend for front end, like because the mobile API normally wants to have another interface.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Constructor bound. This is probably what we were talking about earlier, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, let's do this. So you sent me some information here.
Yeah, it's the Maven Central snapshot repository, and then just a new snapshot dependency.
So where do I put this? Maven.
Yeah, here.
So I just set up
in the repository. In the repositories.
And then URL.
URI.
URI.
It's URI, yeah.
Yours has URL equals URI. Do I need that?
It's URL equals URI.
What does that mean, and who designed it that way?
I don't know. I just copied it somewhere from Stack Overflow properly.
Look right. Let me try it out. Well, missed something.
Snapshots. You missed an N.
Aha. Snapshots. There we go. That looks more sane, right? Okay, good. So then I want to use the snapshot version of this, which is what?
Yeah, 6.1./snapshot.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Making progress. Okay, native compile, compule, and build native compile VC. How long did that take the first time? It always takes forever. This is the worst part
about it. I think you have to reload the Gradle dependencies.
Oh, didn't I?
No, I don't think so.
I did Command Shift I. That should have done it.
I didn't see that. So, well.
No. Let's see. But either way, I started the build down here. That'll take its time.
You might need the Maven content snapshots only tag as well.
The what?
So below the URL, you do Maven content. In your repository. Yeah, and the configuration might be an issue with the configuration.
Oh,
Maven content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is this? Okay.
And snapshots only. Yeah.
I don't know what any of this means.
Probably that you only pull snapshots from there.
Okay. I'm new at this Gradle thing.
Yeah, like it's standard with Kotlin, I think. So.
Oh, we got some nice messages in the meantime. Hello, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it as well. Hello, Vincent. Good to see you. Hello, Simon. What do you mean? Why ID twice? What do you mean ID twice? What did I do? Hello, red face, red heart shape face. Okay, that's nice. So what is the ID twice? What do you mean? What did I do twice? Oh, hey, that started up. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay. Neato. Okay, so that was how long did that build take? 1 minute, 19 seconds. Doesn't seem to matter what you do. It's always going to be about a minute and some change. Okay, and so you're saying if I go to localhost to-dos.
Yeah. Doesn't find the resources. Yeah.
Okay, so my first, without knowing anything, resources, AOT.
Yeah. So you can.
You don't have a resource config.
What you can do is in your source set configuration, instead of main, you can do AOT, and I've tried that. Like that was I found that somewhere in the Spring Native docs, but that didn't help.
Okay, wait a minute. So source main, did the code get called though?
Yeah. Otherwise it wouldn't even know if the where template. that this template it is
where it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So compile AOT Java. Do I have 2 IDs in my span? Hold on. Oh, just yeah. Let me text. Thank you. Well spotted.
These get overwritten anyways, Josh. These get overwritten.
I know, but hey, one of our amazing stream viewers is wondering, and yeah, these get overridden anyway by the replacement here. And I, as a person who was using Tapestry 20 years ago, I understand that, but somebody who's new to this maybe didn't appreciate that subtlety of Thymeleaf. Okay, so, and actually, Tapestry 20 years ago, web objects in the 1990s, and they had the same thing.
Yeah. Every time I talk with someone, and they're always like, "Oh, that sounds like JSP," and I'm like, "Yeah,
no,
yeah,
definitely not JSP. JSP sucked." So is it okay? My question is it, if we were to do the same package in the resources directory, would that work? That's my first question. So let's see if this works. Okay, so it's beautiful. VC web. Get rid of the Java code, of course. This is not what we want, but let's just prove that this can work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do rmrf build and okay, here we go. Let's go. Come on, because this probably won't work either because we don't have well, actually we do. We have resource I think the default resource config will look in it'll automatically copy everything in source main resources, right? Like, isn't that true? Maybe.
Yeah, but then so it depends if it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
1 second. The boss is calling. 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So
it depends. If it looks in the resources of the source main, then it should work now. But like what I do is I copy it into the build. So it depends where native looks. I think.
Okay. Now, still failed. Aha.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, that's okay. Now, here's my first lazy idea. Class hints implements runtime hints registrar. And this is not the way I would do it, but let's just see if it works for this hard-coded use case. I can say hints dot resources dot register resource new class path resource beautiful BC web pages to do HTML. Okay. Our resource. Okay, so that might do it. I don't know. Let's see if that even works. Assert state class path resource exists. The resource must exist. Okay. That hint registrar is I don't think I mean I'm a little unclear off the top of my head whether it's just going to automatically find everything in source main resources. Clearly, it finds some common things like application.properties and maybe your fav icon and your templates, but I'm not sure if it finds every arbitrary thing, right? So
it could be it.
yeah. So let's see if that works first. Let's just see if we can get something. Like I presume that if I ran this on the JRE and those files were in source main resources, it would still work.
Yeah.
Is that true?
You mean if just on a normal jar? If
Yeah.
you just yeah. Because I don't do anything else. I just copy them into the build output in the resources. Okay. So it just if you look into the build output, it just mirrors it.
Okay.
Here.
Let me reload this. So we have a
well, that's the AOT. So if we want, that's what I said before. If we want it in the, do we need it in the AOT or do we need it in the resources? What do you think? So
I don't.
If you
okay. Yeah.
If you go in the Gradle in the build.gradle.
Hey, it found the.
Oh, is it nice?
Why didn't it find my type then? Is the next question. Oh, because it doesn't realize that we're returning a Thymeleaf view, but now we can say register for reflection binding to do. Where's my class? Where's my code? So can I put this? Okay, take 3. So there's some magic that Spring is doing to discover that we're returning a Thymeleaf view, but in this case, there's a bit of indirection. We're not returning a Thymeleaf view. We're returning a view context. So that magic that happens to discover the properties that are being set on the model, I guess it's no longer working because of this extra hop in logic, right? Going from the view context to the view, which is fine, but let's just see if we can get it to work. If we can get this to work end to end, then we know exactly what can work, and then we just need to figure out how to make it work automatically for the user.
So maybe it's it would be interesting. So the template itself, like how I do that with AOP. So that's how, I don't know if that could be an issue as well, but it shouldn't be because like it looked for the right template, so that worked.
AOP?
Yeah, so for the view context, like that we don't have to define where our template lives, right? And I resolved that in AOP through the Java class.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But that worked, because otherwise it wouldn't have looked for the right template.
Hey.
Haha. Awesome.
So that's a working POC. It doesn't work correctly, but it does. We know we can get there from here. Now we just have to figure out how to make it seamless,
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should commit our atrocities. Get init. Get add. Get commit. YOLO. Okay. So get status. Now.
You can just pull your the HTML inside the to-dos, because it should
HTML
work
inside the to-dos.
inside the Java main. The HTML template, just pull it
Yeah.
back into the
Java code.
yeah, back into the Java code, because because if you do a clean build, you see that the template is there in the exact same folder.
Okay, so let's get rid of this then. Now do a Gradle native compile again.
Yeah, try that.
Wait, what? I don't know how much, like if this file system source set thing becomes an issue, that might be one of those things that I might punt on. But I would be interested in seeing if we can fix the issue where I need to register those hints for the to-do. We could probably, I wonder how Thymeleaf is doing it, right? Like the Thymeleaf auto configuration. Let's see. There's some sort of thing that's happening here. Thymeleaf.
I probably have to do not project files, but everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
There it is.
Yeah. And then we want to see, are there hints right next to it? This is interesting. Okay, wait, did this work? Build, native compile. Oh, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
wait.
So it's only an issue with the resource hints.
Right. So let's go back. Okay, so that does fix it. So let's go back to fixing
the
indirection, right? Because we know you and I saw yesterday, was it? I think with the good, the great, the amazing, the inimitable Dr. Sire, that Thymeleaf by itself works just fine, right? And so there's some sort of thing in the framework that's making it, because we were perplexed by how it's being done, but it is being done somewhere. There's something in the stack that's automatically registering hints for your model attributes in a Thymeleaf template. So now we have this indirection now. Let's just see if we can emulate or get the benefit of those hints from the framework somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. But this is good. We got a working thing already.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would have taken days for that.
No, you wouldn't have. I know, but I'm learning a lot about ViewComponent, so I'm getting a lot out of this as well. Okay. Bean registration AOT processor template template runtime hints registrar Groovy template Jackson runtime hints register free marker Bean registration. This is in the Spring Boot auto configure, but normally you don't need to register these types there. You can just register them in the Java code, so that might not be what we need. Where's the Thymeleaf auto configuration?
You need to search everywhere.
What is the auto configuration?
Yeah.
I don't see any mention of. Here we go. Engine configurations. Okay. So, hold on. My much better half is bringing me a nice drink from Starbucks.
Awesome.
Yeah, life is good. Okay, so let's see here. What are we gonna do? Let's see. I don't. There's got to be some place in this code base somewhere where that's being done in a generic way. Is it being done maybe inside of Thymeleaf? I guess that's a possibility.
You know what? It could be not Thymeleaf. It could just be the resources. So because there's a Spring resource resolver. So there's not only the Thymeleaf view resolver, but there's also the Spring view resolver, resource resolver, I think it's called.
Resource.
No, just resource resolver, internal resource resolver. I think.
Yeah, but how does that help with the?
Well, I think maybe that goes because what we did is just we registered the template inside our resources. So I think it might not be Thymeleaf that does the registration, but one of the Spring components. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
So
even if I did.
So I think it could not be Thymeleaf that does the that what we did, the resource hint, but instead that Spring does it for the template directory, for the static directory. That's what I mean.
But how would it know about the model object, the to-do?
I don't know. That's so with the to do. I don't know that, but I think with the resource hint you did. I think Spring does that, but for the to do, I don't know.
Yeah, the resource part is. We should definitely look into that as well.
Yeah.
But
okay.
This is separate, though, right?
Oh, okay. You're talking about the.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm trying to figure out how if I use Thymeleaf directly, it knows what to-dos are and it doesn't have an issue. But if I do it with view context in the middle, there's a bit of indirection. Then I have to register a registration hint. Where did I put it? I put it over here.
Yeah, the view context. I think at the controller you did it.
Yeah, there. Right? Like this. If we got rid of this, I just need to, and we don't even have to read it. We don't even have to rebuild it ourselves. We just need to figure out what Thymeleaf is already doing. And so I think there's got to be like something in there. You know?
The thing is, I'm thinking about, Josh. Actually, what Thymeleaf does is it only takes the model from the Spring MVC.
Mm-hmm.
So in the resolver, it's just and what I do is also just pull the view context inside the what's it called, in the model and view container.
Okay,
so I don't know if
control. Yeah, this thing right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
are there hints in Spring itself? Maybe.
Yeah, it could be because it's just the model. It's not anything with Thymeleaf because it's just the model and the view.
Okay, let's see what Spring has in the meta inf directory. Nothing for this. Ooh, Spring handlers. No, nothing. Schema, nothing. Okay, that's not it. But I reckon it's probably here in Spring Boot land somewhere. Template. Is it this? Okay, template availability providers. Template runtime hints. Register pattern if present.
Ah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not the model, right?
Yeah, that's not the model. It's the templates. But we could use that for the the automatic class resources.
Yep. So the way I would do the class resources thing is this. I would, because you have where's this code? Let's go back to that. So where's my hints? So this is a hint right here. I'm looking at this and I'm manually constructing a path. Is it true that every template is exactly the same as the class.html or JTE.
Yeah, that's the
So-
convention.
So we could actually just disable this for a second and comment this out for a second. And we would say class view component resource bean whatever AOT processor. There we go. Let's just try that for now. Okay, implements bean registration AOT processor. And here you get a callback for every single registered bean. Let me register this here. And we would put this in an auto configuration, obviously, but for now, let's just do it this way. Okay. And then you could inspect every single registered bean. You can say if registered bean get bean class, var class, this, if so annotation utils, is it? No, merged annotation utils. But from view component class, this is this. Okay, merged annotations is present on the is present. Wait a minute. What is this? Okay. Let's see. Merged annotations is present. That makes no sense. What is the? Oh, is it the annotated type?
Yeah, so I do it with the annotation type, and just get the Java class of the annotation type.
Right. Is that the So if where? Which one?
I sent you the code I use for that
component. We did. Okay.
So what I do is I with AOP I process every annotation with ViewComponent, and then I get the annotated class, and then construct the template from that.
Yep, totally. I'm just trying to test
Yeah.
whether this is a valid type, right? So var is view component, right? Something like that. And that is Boolean, I trust. Yeah, so system out. Let's just print this out and see. Bean class is a view component, right? And class.getName. Okay, that's our first test. Does this work?
Yeah.
And then you can centralize the logic from your AOP and you can reuse it here.
Yeah.
But for now, let's just duplicate it. Okay. No, that's not right. Oh, we don't have a test. That was dumb. If, see, this is why I need that drink from Starbucks. Did it work? Yeah, okay. So there you go. So that test identified this one bean as being a view component, right? And that test also looks for the annotation in any parent types and all that stuff. So it's okay. So if this is a view component, then let's assume we've got some resource. We got some logic that you've extracted here. I'll copy and paste your code. Okay, so resource 4 class. Okay. Paste. Okay. View component template resource 4, and then we want to paste this. It's a copy, paste. Okay, so this is this. So you're saying this dot okay, simple name. So class dot simple name var class dot get simple name dot substitute.
Yeah, substring before is Kotlin, so and Java just
okay, class dot get simple name index of, like that, I guess.
Yeah, should be,
Okay.
and then 0th element, I think.
Component name equals 0. Okay, and then oh, it's just the index of. Oh.
The substring. What does substring return? Doesn't that return an array?
No, it returns the thing that matches this index onto the end of the line.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need before. So we need
Okay, so 0.
substrings.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then this is the package, which is the. Okay, so we get the
package. Yeah.
Component class.get package dot get name dot replace. Okay. Okay, now this is.
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. So let's see here.
You need to add a slash. So with the package name, we add a slash at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
now,
these two together is a that's the template.
Okay, so return new class path resource component name.
Now component package and then component name.
Yeah. Component name, like so.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that works. So I'm gonna, private, static, whatever. Just have that somewhere reusable. If it's reusable, so var resource, we'll say return new bean registration AOT contribution. Get the hints. We'll say generation context. Time hints dot resources. Register resource and view component for that. Okay, and of course, we can make that a little bit simple. How do we actually? Can we make that? Yeah, we should make that a little. We can do some validation here too. That's a nice thing is it's compile time. So, not this. We want to say, give me the resource.
Yeah, we can check if the resource is there.
Exactly.
Nice.
Resource that exists.
Yeah, I've talked with Brian Demuse at JCon about that. Like, I want to do the whole compile time safety with an annotation processor. Because we can, you can make like Thymeleaf is not compile time safe, and we can make it compile time safe for that.
So that is resource, but I don't know, what is it?
There's an access method. The resource.
Yeah. I'm just trying to print out the useful message. Okay, whatever.
Is there a resource.name or something?
Yeah. Okay, let's just do
path?
This.
Probably resource.path.
Okay, I can try that. Let's do resource.get URI, URL.
Get file. Get file and then get path and then name probably. Get absolute. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that. It seems like a can of worms with AOT and jars and all this kind of stuff. So okay, let's just do class stuff. We'll assume that people know that the file needs to be adjacent to this class, which we do have access to at this point. So so var so the message, the resource has to exist for that view component. And if it does, then we register it using the runtime hints for that type. Does that make sense? That makes sense. To do share this logic with the AOT AOP aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if that solves the problem. All I've done is I've removed the explicit runtime hint, and that runtime hint, all that did was register the resource manually. So now we're doing it automatically. One hopes, fingers crossed. Let's see if that works.
That's awesome.
And it failed.
Oh.
Do-do-do.
The substring doesn't work.
What class? Okay, wait. Just the not.print line. Class.get for name or get name. Let me just see what class it's.
It's simple. Get simple name. I don't know if it's get simple name. That's the
okay.
issue.
So it's got the right class. Okay, so now it's saying class.
You need simple name. Simple name is like the whole.
Is that what I got here?
Yeah, but you don't print it out.
Oh, you're saying the class literal name. Okay.
Yeah, because there's this.
Oh, it's just to-do view component. That doesn't have the package at all.
Wait. Yeah, it doesn't need the package.
Oh, okay.
Oh, probably. It's probably because it's a join point. That could be the issue. So wait a minute. Let me debug that. So if you go into the view component, we could look into the view component aspect.
Okay. Okay. View component aspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get this of Java class of the, and that's a different. But you wouldn't need that. So we can just skip. Josh, we can just skip the substring before. We can just ignore it because we can just. It's just a package, and then the so we don't need the whole substring thing. It's just the simple name.
And the package name.
Yeah, and the package name, right?
Okay, yeah, and I'm sure you can debug it later. Let's just get a working prototype. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Looking for resource name.
It could be that.
Oh, it doesn't have the /. Oh, we don't have the suffix either. Of course.
Yeah, look. Yeah, that's probably the thing. Is with this view with the resource resolver, Thymeleaf, the suffix gets automatically added.
Right. Okay. Wait. Whatever logic there is to make this work.
Yeah.
There you go. So
nice.
it's correctly loaded this resource as a hint. Okay. You can see it's whatever logic you need to do to make that generic so it works across and you don't have to duplicate code.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know more than I do, but let's see if this works. Okay. That is gnarly.
So you would pull all this configuration in auto configuration that only gets enabled if you have Spring native on the class path, right?
Yep. You make it static, and then Spring will only try and run this. It's an AOT processor. It only gets run during the native stuff.
Yeah.
So.
So you don't need any configuration for that. You just put it in, and then it only gets run in.
In native. Yep.
Okay.
This doesn't exist at runtime. There's another way you can do it. You can do what you might have seen that in the Spring Boot projects already, but it's either or. You can do both or either or whatever. You can do AOT.factories and then do runtime hints registrar or bean registration AOT processor or bean factory initialization AOT processor. But you can also do them in the Java code. And to be honest with you, I don't know why you would choose one or the other. Just a matter of style, I guess. Okay, so did that work? Let's see. Proofs in the pudding. Build native compile. Ta-da! Still seems happy.
Nice.
Okay, so we got part of it down. So now we no longer need this business, right? This is, I wasn't worried about this anyway. That one's easy. Well, it is. Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. So you're out of the box. I think that's working. Okay, that seems fine. Now we need to figure out, much more interestingly to me, how do we make the view, the model attributes? How do we make it so that we don't have to register those explicitly when using view components when we don't have to for Thymeleaf? So this is called view component template auto or whatever. Automatically register hints for the view component template resources. Whip. Okay. Okay. So that's okay, right? We've got this code. Now, and there's two things to do. And I know you support both JTE and Thymeleaf. So I'm hoping whatever we do for Thymeleaf will serve as the foundation for whatever work you have to do for JTE, or maybe we could even try that. Who knows how much time we've got. But let me see. Hold on. So first things first, though. I need to take a sip of this drink.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like the model attribute that's in the Spring part for the model attributes.
The model attribute. You think there's
Yeah, I think it's part of Spring Web MVC and not Thymeleaf, so it should be
it
generic.
doesn't work for all things. Like if I tried FreeMarker, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work.
Okay.
So can I just?
I didn't try it, but
yeah, please try it. Yeah, Thymeleaf AOT hints. Let's see if there's anything in there. GitHub Thymeleaf. Oh, it doesn't even have a module for 6, so it's definitely not in Thymeleaf proper.
there's Thymeleaf.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, and the README's out of date. Okay, what do we got in here, friends? We got source main resources. That's the dialect. Source main Java. Wow. This is all 2 years old, so that's probably not it. Okay. What else? Spring Boot, Thymeleaf, model attributes, AOT, GraalVM. I'm just going to Google it. I'm just like the rest of the world. I don't know. Does it work with FreeMarker?
I'm currently trying it out.
Do you want to show your screen for a second?
Still on start.spring.io. I'm not as fast as you.
That's okay. Me either. Let's see here. Let's see. Spring native. So I mean, I can just look in the class path, I guess. So AOT.factories. There we go. Yeah, Spring Web. Okay. Jackson. MIME runtime hints. Problem details. Jackson. Codec. WebUtil runtime hints. AOT.factories. Whoa. This is Spring Boot. Let's see, AOT processor. Am I missing something? Maybe it is generic. I mean, I don't see anything in here. What is the...
I think actually Thymeleaf doesn't do much with the model like the view. It mostly makes stuff with the view, but the model is part of Spring MVC. That's why I think it's not in Thymeleaf related. It's just web MVC related.
Okay. But if that's the case, then what is the indirection in view components doing that it breaks that generic support?
I don't know.
Me too. So, Thymeleaf and Spring Boot 3 AOT. This one. It's our old buddy Wim. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh god. He's doing the JavaScript stuff again. Thought we talked about that. Let's see. This is the Spring Framework 6 stuff. I forgot about that. See that?
Well,
Oops. I wonder when I did that change. I don't remember what I did. Oh. Okay, so static variables. Daniel's done such a good job on this project, man. I don't even like. He's just quietly worked away at this, and it's now become like the standard for everybody. Like all the frameworks want to use Thymeleaf. You know, it's just so much better than, certainly a far sight better than JSP, but it's even.
the thing with Thymeleaf, like the Spring integration is good. Like you can access authentication object and all that, like the beans natively. But that makes it very dynamic, and I think that's bad because with Thymeleaf, like if you use it normally, it's so dynamic and you don't have that much control over it. So if something goes wrong, it goes really wrong. And like at runtime.
Well.
So that's why I'm more a fan of like the simpler templating engines. Because like with Spring ViewComponent, you can just, for example, your authentication object, you just pass it in your view component, right? And so you don't need that much dynamic Spring magic.
You're saying he makes the Spring Security Authentication Manager available as a Spring property in the template?
Yeah, in the over the expression language, and like you
that's
can,
cool.
yeah, and you can access beans because it's just Spring expression language,
right?
That gets executed at runtime, and there's no built anything to check if it's good, you know.
Right. Well, that's true. There's the dynamic stuff can be, but sometimes if you're just trying to create a view, that's also
Sure, but that's what I'm trying to do, is like with the view components to make it more for complex projects, because it's just components, it's just beans, it's more manageable.
It's true. Compile time hints can be nice sometimes. So speaking of, where is this Thymeleaf hint being registered? How does Spring MVC models and AOT? .5. No, that's not it. Okay. I mean, I'm searching. I'm not even sure what I'm looking for here. I mean, did you try FreeMarker or Velocity or something like that?
I can't get the free marker to run. It's not correct.
Okay, so GitHub.com, Spring projects, Spring Boot, examples, right? Spring Boot, and then FreeMarker or whatever the current thing is. Did they get rid of Velocity already? Is that like a thing that's been done? Is Velocity still being used by anybody? Or is FreeMarker being used? I don't know. I don't do any of this stuff. Oh, Smoke Test Web FreeMarker. So here's a simple example with FreeMarker. Build.gradle. Source main. Public static void main. Great. Welcome controller. Okay, great. So start that Spring.io. Let's just see if I'm crazy, like if I'm completely off base here, right? FreeMarker, web, FreeMarker, GraalVM, generate, C download. Oh, I'm already there. UAO FreeMarker. When in doubt, just copy Andy Wilkinson's code. That's what I've always said. I've always said that. This is a great idea. Or Madura's. This is Madura's code. Copy Madura's code. It's also a great idea. So. Okay. Okay, and the template is called.
Well, I know why it doesn't work. I just put an .html, not an FTHL.
Oh, that's
The suffix is insane.
right. Yeah. So it's called welcome.fthl, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if this one works. Localhost welcome, was it? I think. No, just /. Oops. Wrong host import.
Yeah, it's the same error that I had. It can't find the control the page.
Is it not welcome.fthl?
Look in the GitHub directory. I just read that there.
Yeah.
Where you were.
I'm gonna copy and paste this.
FTLH. Oh my god. That suffix is insane.
Okay. Okay, so that works.
Now it works. Okay.
Good. Okay, so that's Jerry. Let's go ahead and try native. But in order for this to be useful, I want to have like a more complex object. So record to do integer ID string name. And then we want to say okay. Then have a reference of the, can I reference those properties? Oh, this makes me sad. I know you don't need to anymore, but I'm still okay. So let's see, $sign to do dot ID. Does that work? And name span.
I think you can't use dot notation with free marker.
How to reference properties.
Oh no, you can.
Free marker. Free marker.
I have just a building. It's dollar curly bracelet.
Right?
Yeah, it should work. Like that's how it is in a building.
To do, ID, name.
And did you try to restart the application fully?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's this.
Maybe it can't doesn't work with records. Maybe try a normal class.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Good point. To do private into. Oh wait, that's just public. To try ID. Name. Okay.
I don't know if free marker got updated since records were added.
Either. Okay. Hmm. I'm just doing the property. Okay, wait. So let me see. Getting values. Basics. Okay. Cargo.wait. Cargo.wait. So that seems simple enough, right? The data model is a hash. Template. Uses mouse as a string. Uses mouse as a hash. Why is that? Yeah, it looks like it's got right there, latest product.url.
Yeah.
That makes me think it should work.
Maybe try just to do without any properties, just to print out the object.
Okay, and I need a.
Yeah, to string.
And go back to this.
Well, no, you know, just there was an underline. It went.
Where?
There was an underline. .name. Yeah, there was an underline in IntelliJ before, but now that's gone.
Oh. Okay, so it's clearly able to get the object.
Yeah.
So now .id.
Yeah, there's no underline anymore. Try it.
Accessing non-public class.
Ah.
Oh, that's so annoying. Is that really it? That's it. Okay, so if we go back here and take this horrible type and make it public, is everybody gonna be happy? Oh, that's so dumb. Okay, so
Oh my god.
so now we go back to this to do name. Okay, good. So it works, even though it makes me sad in my heart. And now let's just do Gradle native compile and see if that works. That's the real test. Should have tested with records too. I'll bet you that works.
Could be.
One thing at a time, though.
Yeah, that's the thing with native. The compile time so long.
Yeah.
Don't you have your elevator music on?
So painful. What is it running? Okay, so we can see what AOT test is doing. Field standards. Okay, JNDI present. Well, in the meantime, does FreeMarker resolve non-public objects? Allow request, concheck. Oh, hello, come back. Enabled. Okay, nothing. Okay, build native compile. Ta-da. Oh man. Wait, it says hello world. That's the message. So I need to.
But that's not the to-do. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
the to-do. You
register reflection binding to-do.class. Okay, before we continue, though, I do want to just quick curiosity. Let me try doing static public record to-do integer ID string name. Okay, and then everything else is the same. I'm going to try on the JRE first. It doesn't work at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, so we have to go back to the thing I had before, the full class with all those types and getters and setters. Okay, so I've got the annotation though, so let's compile that to a native image. Stop this. Rerun. Oop, nope. Little W native compile. What? You're right. When was the last time FreeMarker was updated? Actually, FreeMarker. Ooh. Oh, this is the wrong one. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. FreeMarker, please, somebody. Oh, it's part of an Apache project.
So the website didn't get updated in a long time. Looks like.
Well, it's been removed, and we got the old URL But yeah, okay. So it's been Apache software since 2015. So
latest stable in January. If you go to the download/Maven.
Oh, new released in January?
Yeah.
Where's the code? Well, SourceForge.
Yeah, but the last, I'm just on Maven Central. So last release was January, and that release before that was 2 years ago. So it's not often. So it's not actively maintained.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, fine. That worked. So this Thymeleaf is doing something smarter than FreeMarker is by default. Is I guess what I'm trying to say, right? There's unless you register your bean for explicit binding, it's not going to work. So let's find out. Let's go back to my original premise. For you, the thing you were trying to solve today, I think we solved it, right? This is this right here. What I want to do is take it one step further. This is the bit that you were looking for, and I think we agreed we did it. Go team, good stuff. But
awesome.
How do we make it so that when, because you saw it yesterday, right? If I return a view with Thymeleaf directly, it works. We saw Dave and I remarked loudly on a YouTube stream yesterday about that, right? There's a reason. It was kind of cool. We were both perplexed by how it gets done. So what you and I are going to try and figure out here, my friend, is.
Did you try it with Thymeleaf? Because you.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the stream, and you did it with Jay Mustache, with Jay Stachio. But did you try it with Thymeleaf as well?
Yeah, we've tried it before. I've got an example that I tried. So this is the title. Sorry, it's requires a head. The title. div th each to-dos, and then I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. HTML, there we go. Okay, and then the span th text equals to-do.id and task. Okay, same. So now if we go back to our controller, we see get mapping to-dos Thymeleaf string to-dos Thymeleaf model. Okay, return new return hello. Okay, if I put model.add attribute to do's list of to do learn Thymeleaf to do to learn Spring ViewComponent. Okay.
The reflection binding. You want to
reflection binding?
Yeah, at the top you wanted to remove that, right? To test
right.
it.
Right. Okay, so let's just make sure I got it right though. Localhost to-dos Thymeleaf. Okay. So that's Jerry. It's not broken on the Jerry. So let's see now. GraalVM native compile. Clean and build native compile VC. Oh, what a mouthful.
We can also look at a ViewComponent later, like the different stuff if you want.
Yeah, you mean like JTE or something?
Yeah, or the nested and like I can
Oh
show you
yeah.
some of the features, like what's improved over just the native Thymeleaf implementation.
Okay, I'm down. Let's spend a little bit more time on this. I don't want to give up on
Yeah,
this because
sure.
we could solve 80% of your AOT issues if we
Sure.
figure this one last bit of magic out.
I'll just take a quick trip to the toilet. Be right back.
Have a blast. Leave a quarter. How you doing, stream? How you doing? How's everybody doing out there? Okay. Ruh-roh. What just happened? Oh. Wow. I cannot believe that worked on the JRE, to be honest with you. So, I don't know how that worked, actually. First of all. Okay, that's the JRE. It's working now. I'm going to go back and delete this. Back to the command line. So one of the reasons that like yesterday I was here with the good, the great, the amazing, the inimitable Dr. Dave Sire, and we were just talking about a range of different about a week ago, some of you will know, I was on the stream and I looked at HTMX and Thymeleaf, and that begat a conversation, and then yesterday I invited the good, the great, the inimitable Dr. Sire to join me, and we looked at JStachio and JTE and a number of other and of course a number of other rendering engines. And then I saw Thomas, you tweeted out a great tweet today about what was it?
10-minute 10-minute mail.
No, that's not you. What's
An
your
H?
How do you spell it, my friend? TSCHUEHLY. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that was a great blog. Let's see. Where did it go?
It's below that.
Below all that. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, there's 10-minute mail. That's
Yeah, this is a great article. This is interesting. So I don't know what this is, but it just makes me happy to think about.
I think it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty popular email service, the disposable email service.
That's great. I like it. I never even heard of it. I'm a fan now. A disposable email service. I've been running the service on Java for many years. I'm always looking at new ways and new technologies, embracing new things. Recently, I decided to not only upgrade from Spring Boot 2.3 2 to 3, but also to migrate the application from Java to GraalVM native. Not the simplest of jumps, but also not the hardest, and well worth it if you can make it. So GraalVM is a universal virtual machine for running applications written in JavaScript, Python, Ruby, and R, as well as JVM languages like Java, Scala, Kotlin, and Groovy. GraalVM Native is a feature of GraalVM that allows for ahead-of-time compilation of JVM-based applications to native machine code, resulting in faster startup times and lower memory usage. Take my money! He's convinced me. Okay, fine. Let's move on. What is this? Spring Boot 3 has incorporated Spring Native project into the main Spring Boot stream, allowing for easy development of native compatible Spring applications. Yes. I found that by migrating to GraalVM Native, I was able to see significant improvements in the application's performance. The startup time of the application was reduced from approximately 30 seconds down to about 3 seconds. And more importantly, the memory usage was also significantly reduced from 6.6 gigabytes down to 1 gigabyte, with the same throughput and CPU utilization. This allows me to reduce my hardware footprint and costs while providing the same level of service to website users. It's like, that's amazing. 30 seconds. I don't think it's 3 milliseconds. Maybe it means 300 milliseconds or 30 milliseconds, but 3 milliseconds. Yeah, but either way, it's not going to be 30 seconds, right? I mean, it would be I've definitely seen it do. There's no reason to think it couldn't be a third of a second. That's a lot in my experience. But hey, if you're running on commodity Linux, maybe that's what you get. Not without its challenges, right? There were few hurdles in the migration, partly because it was really 3 upgrades done at once. Migration from 2 to 3, right? That's actually, it can be done, right? There's open rewrite. There are tools you can use to automate a lot of that, but it's not 100%. I mean, if nothing else, if you're using Jakarta EE, that'll break. If you use the old Java EE types, right? There's some low-hanging fruit, but you do need to be aware of it. Okay, from Java 11 to 19, and then from JVM to GraalVM. So 11 to 19, that shouldn't be so bad. It's really 8 to 9 that's the scariest, but okay, point taken. And then from JVM to native binary, there's some API changes that had to be accomplished. He used a front-end templating system called Thymeleaf, and also used a third-party layout dialect for Thymeleaf. Unfortunately, the layout dialect does not work as a native executable due to its use of dynamic groovy code. Thankfully, I was able to find a full Java port of the library, which solved the issue. Never even thought about that. I also had to change how I was handling configuration a bit. Previously, I relied on Spring profiles to manage the different configurations needed for my local development and production environments. Right. Profiles are not great in native, that's for sure. Anything that changes the classes that are loaded dynamically at runtime, it's not going to be great. You need to build your code in GraalVM with the profile active. Otherwise, the beans enabled by that profile won't be there at runtime.
No.
With the GraalVM native binary, you cannot use profiles that way. So I had to extract my environment-specific configurations to local files and reference that location on startup. That is kind of you want one build, really. Profiles they've always felt like a bit of a Band-Aid to me. One of the other drawbacks is that while you can build and test quickly by running the application in normal JVM during development, building the native binary is much slower. 10 minutes as a GitHub action. I guess that seems pretty reasonable. But again, on my machine, it takes about a minute, so it's entirely dependent on the hardware and the chips and all that stuff.
Yeah, on ARM, it takes much longer on my machine as well. I think 2-3 minutes to compile.
Are you using a Linux or Mac or Windows?
Windows.
And are you using Intel or ARM or what?
It's an AMD, so x64.
Yeah, okay.
That's
going to be. I'm
it's
using
It's not parallelized because I got 16 cores. So
okay. Yeah, to be fair, I'm using a 2021 M1 Max with all the toppings, so mine's going to be a breeze. But I get it. I've also lost the ability to use the New Relic Java APM agent to monitor and troubleshoot performance and errors within the application. Yes, very good point. Remember, Java agents are a no-go when you move to AOT. That does not work. We recommend you use Micrometer. Micrometer gives you observability, but it's application instrumentation as opposed to Java agent instrumentation. These are all things to keep in mind. However, the massive improvements to boot time and memory usage make it well worth the trade-offs. This type of technology will allow for more Java-based serverless microservices and quicker auto-scaling actions. Right on. Great blog, Thomas. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know about this one, and I've bookmarked it for this week in spring. As for this, let's see if this works. This is our free marker. Ooh, what happened there? No, not free marker. This is
Thymeleaf. Not public.
I absolutely. Wait a minute.
You know what I see? That spell evaluation exception. Could be that the spell support.
But it can't find the type. Now I feel was I completely. Okay, hold on. It may not be that this could ever work without. Okay, so let's just separate project, simplify, in Thymeleaf. Okay. So UAO in Thymeleaf. And if that's the case, so we just want this. controller. We want the to type, which is this thing right here. And okay. To-dos, and then we need a template, right? That's this thing right over here. Templates hello. Okay. Here's a clean Thymeleaf one. Simple as can be. Okay, Dave even saw this. He saw it work. Okay, that's on the Jerry. That's working just fine. Nothing special there. Let's just rebuild as a native image now. I've got no hints for this thing whatsoever anywhere. This could explain why we've been having a hard time. Maybe we were incidentally adding it. So, in which case, the good Dr. Sire and I missed something obvious.
So I've looked at the stream a few minutes ago, and I think you didn't look at Thymeleaf.
But I think we did somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to say. We both.
Yeah, well, maybe, but
yeah, it wasn't in the stream per se.
Yeah.
But I both had run it, or it had worked in some context, or maybe I had some code I wrote. Maybe I did it in no. That's it. The last one that I did, the HTMX one. I think did I have a hint that I forgot about? Maybe. Let's see. Coffee software show. So here's the simple adding the attributes to this. I remember this worked. Let me just try it, actually. Let's just try this.
You know what you're doing here? That's you're getting that from a repository. So that's an entity, isn't it?
Yeah, am I?
I think just what I saw, I think.
Oh my God, if that's it, then I feel so dumb. Which is good then, actually. That's actually really good. That means that it's bad because it's broken, it doesn't work, but it's good. Yes, Thomas. You're right. You're 100% right. Okay, that's good because that means it's broken in consistent ways. It doesn't work for view components or for anything else. So the advice we can tell people, for everybody, anywhere, all across the land, is if you want your view model and attributes to work, then gosh darn it, register them like that, and then you'll be happy. But what I would like to do now, see, I wonder if, that's so painful. So how would somebody write the code to intercept the model or the model in view? There's a lot of objects that you can pass in there.
Well,
nice
so could you do the reflection binding in the AOP? Could you do that?
AOP? You mean AOT?
No, in the aspect. So with Spring ViewComponent, but that's at runtime, right?
Yeah, different life. Okay, well that's okay then. In that case, your thing is 100% fixed, and the thing I was trying to fix, it doesn't need to be fixed because it's not broken per se. I mean, it's broken, but it's at least consistent. Yeah. So I guess we can call it a good day. So okay, that's painful. Actually, yours might be better. It might be easier to fix the situation with yours though. So if I go here to the view component, everybody has to return a view context, right? Is that the contract?
Yeah, that's the view context is just on a wrapper for inside the view context. It's just the model attributes, and then I also passed the template in there with the AOP aspect. I just generate I just put the template path in there.
I wonder if there's some way we could like take advantage of this fact so that if you've got a view component and it returns a view component, is there some way we could like automatically determine the view properties or something?
And you said I should put I should create an interface for that?
No,
Probably,
I don't know what you should do. Oh well, so
now for the
if this is
add view yeah, I know with the interface, you have to implement the render method, right? But
yeah.
I wanted to keep making it with an annotation, and then you would have to do both. Like you would have to implement this interface and put the annotation on
Oh,
it.
annotation or something. And right now it just feels a little weird. I don't think people would know. I don't know. If you've only got one method and it's never going to change, then yeah, put it in an interface, and that way you
Yeah,
can have
but
an error saying you don't implement this, therefore it doesn't work.
yeah, like it's not probably an abstract class is probably an idea, because you would make more methods inside your view component.
Yeah, and, well, an interface, right? Like I wouldn't want an abstract. I don't want to extend a base class because I might give up my opportunity for polymorphism. But having a contract there,
Yeah.
something. It's just weird having a. It's cool that this is not public, by the way. Good for you. Well done. I hate things that make things public. Like Spring doesn't care. Why do I? Like, it doesn't need to be public.
Well, it's
But
written
yeah,
in Kotlin, I think. I don't use public there anywhere.
I mean, but in Kotlin things are public by default. I'm just saying
Oh yeah.
you're not.
Well, then.
You've clearly got some code in here to look at the methods and find this method no matter whether it's public or not.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Well, we did it. Mission
Yeah.
accomplished.
Awesome. Do you want to maybe look at some of the features of
Yeah.
ViewComponent?
Okay, let's do it. Let's hand it back to you. Or actually, do you want to lead me here? I mean, we've kind of. Do you have the code you need? You can. I'll copy and paste this code to you. This is simple enough. Actually, I'll do that. You want to show us some stuff, or do you want to like? Should I drive, or what's the deal?
We can do it however you want. So I have an example inside the Spring ViewComponent library with Thymeleaf as well. We could check that out if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
So
example.
on the examples.
So I've checked out the project. Wait. Let me just copy and paste this thing right here. Because I just want this somewhere else. Class VC configuration. Okay. And paste this. Paste that. And let's see here. Put that in a new text file. Save that. Actually, can I just do a gis.github.com AOT for Spring View components with Thomas. Okay. There you go. Not Java, whatever. Okay. Hit a public gist. Just want to make sure my unfortunate habit, Thomas, is as soon as I close the live stream, I delete everything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, because it's just temporary code. It's just me hacking on stuff with people, and you know.
Yeah, sure. Awesome.
So, preserve it. Hold on, let me paste that in here. Minimize. Okay, there it is. That's preserved in YouTube for all to remember. Okay, good. So now let's go to what are we doing? We're gonna go to the Spring. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close my IntelliJ, and we'll start up with the other tabs. There we go. Close this. That was fun. CD desktop. CD Spring View component. CD examples. CD Thymeleaf example or GTE.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And GraalVM build, I guess. Okay. Idea build.gradle.kts. Oh, that was quick. Okay, here we go. Thymeleaf example. Cool.
Yeah. So Yeah, I did some. I just did an example service as like to get all the data.
Yep.
And if you start up the application, we have different components we use. You see in the test controller. You can see some stuff. So with index, it's just a simple one. Then in the action view component, I show the HTMX integration, because we can look at this first if you want. The HTMX integration.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to the action view component.
Action view component.
Yeah.
Okay, this one. Yes. Oh, it's still building. Oh, that's why I was kind of like not sure. I'm looking at the colors. I'm going, has it been so long since I've used Kotlin view? But it hasn't. It's been like weeks or whatever. Let me see. Okay, so action view component. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, much nicer. Yes.
Yeah. So what you can see here is that, what you can see here is at the top we just have the random method, and that gets the we have some state in our view component that gets cleared. Right. But we also get from the service, we get an item list. And what we also have here is a person. And now you can see a new annotation in 0.6. It's the get view action. So what you can define here is view actions. And view actions are something that map to HTMX attributes. So what you can do here is create a view action annotation on a method in your view component. And then you can do something. So you can call in service and change some data. And what you then do is return the view context via the render method. And what that does is re-renders just this component. And if you go into the action view component.html.
Action view, okay, checking.
It's right next to it, right? So what you see here is a new attribute, view dots action, and you refer to the method name here inside this attribute. And what actually happens in the background is it creates a request mapping for this method, and it parses this attribute into HTMX attribute. So, for example, for the count up, it would create get view action. So it's going to create an hx get. So maybe we can check it out inside the running example to look what's actually going to happen with this view action. Yeah. So go to the So if you open the DevTools, you can see what actually gets rendered.
What the? Hold on. Developer command. It's okay. There we go. That one. Nope, that one. Nope, that one. There we go.
Yeah. If you go on the default view action button, if you look at that, you can see it creates. Do you have some filter? You have a filter on your network tab. It only shows images.
Oh, I want to show all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So if you look at the headers, you can see. The count up. You see the request it makes. If you look at the path, you can see here it's the /custom path /count up, and that's the request mapping that's created. And then the response is this view component re-rendered with the current state. And if we look at the HTML inside the response.
Okay, respond here.
Yeah, you can see here the view action attribute actually just gets rendered to HTMX attributes. So here it's hx get custom path count up. It targets the view component itself, and it swaps the outer HTML. And that's also so by default, if you don't pass a custom path, it just creates one for you. So based on the view component name and the method name. And what you can do with that, it's really easily create interactive islands in your HTML.
Okay.
You can, for example, if you can also save, for example, the your name, your age, and your location, and then you can customize everything. And you don't need to write that much. You don't need to write a controller every time. You don't need to write the HX attributes. It's just all automatically for you.
Cool. Okay, so let me see if I understand. Get view action is this method that you've got here. This is a custom annotation. Okay, neato. And you're upgrading some sort of state here.
Yeah.
Maybe make that an atomic integer. What do you say, huh? Just make that. Okay, var, whatever, this, and okay, doesn't make me itchy. Okay, now what? And then you've got this view context. So this is, what is this doing for me?
That's just a standard render method. So it's just a view
render.
Yeah, it's just a standard render method of the view component, just like we did before.
And that'll locate this action view component.html.
Exactly. So you just return the rendered view component.
Right. Okay. Got
it. With the current state. Right.
And get view action. This is an arbitrary URL here. I can't go to the browser.
You can
8084/custom path count up.
You can go there.
Oh well. Oh, what is that?
So you see, it's just an HTMX. So you just if you look at the HTMX attributes, that just gets mapped.
I mean here, okay, HX target. So you, but you didn't write that in the HTML.
No, you didn't. You just referenced the method.
The action.
Yeah, the action, and that's a method inside your view component. So that's the whole stick of it. You don't need to write HX components. You can just do something on the server and get the current state of the component back.
So what is this URL then?
You don't need this URL. That's just you can do it without the URL. And then if you look at the post view action down there, for add item, here we have an action form that's DTO that has the same. So if you look at the action form DTO, that's like the same. It's like the form data of your form. So just like normal, if you do it with Spring. And then here we just call the example service add item to list, and then return the view context with the new state.
Okay, but render is not returning a new template, or it's not rendering
it's the same template. It's the same template. It's just the rendered HTML. So that's Helios. That's Hypermedia as the engine of application state.
Yeah, but what's it? Okay, when I do this, does it return the entire HTML page, or does it return an island?
Just this view component. So currently, that's the whole page. But if we have multiple components, so you can nest components, we can maybe look at this as well, if you want.
Sure.
And we have a layout component, a layout view component in this project.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So we got a view component. Okay.
Yeah. So what you can, the guy previously in the article in the GraalVM, he uses the Thymeleaf layout dialect. But we can do that here just with Spring ViewComponent, because we can just nest view components by passing the view context, right? That's just the, so we pass the view context, and if you look into the controller, in the test
controller for what? Which controller?
The test controller. There's only one controller. Yeah. If you look here at the layout, for example, here in the nested action component or in the layout component, you see here we have the render method, and then we pass as prop, as parameter.
Another view context.
Yeah, another view context. And that's just the view component dot render. So if you make a new line there before the simple view component.
Before the simple view component.
And the controller on the left side.
Okay, on the left. Okay, so here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, now you see. And
wow.
That's how you do layouts, but you can do so much more with that.
So the layout is, how do I parameterize which page gets? It's the same frame.
Yeah.
Right?
In this example, it's the same page, but you can do much more advanced stuff with that. I can maybe if I share my screen for a second, I can show you something more advanced.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Here. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Let me add it to the stream. There you go.
Okay. What you can see here is I have that's my side project, and here I have a page that what's it called? Manages images. So here I have on the Hochzeit/Bilder, that's German. I return the manager view component .render method, and my manager view component inside the render method, it gets from an image service, it gets all images per subdomain. That's just the logic. And then what we do here is we render all a preview for each of that each component. So I can show you here how that looks. Here. So here we have the images, the image previews of each, and each of that is a imager manager preview component. So we pass this in our view context, this list of components.
Right, and then you can render for each image.
Yeah, we render that, and we just use in our template. We just use the th_each tag for this preview, and then render the component, right?
I see. Now this view colon stuff, does that require a custom JavaScript library or something?
No, that's just so view colon, that's the Thymeleaf implementation. So view colon component is Thymeleaf. With JTE, you don't need the colons. You can just pass a view. You can just put a view context object in the expression, and then it renders. Because in JTE, it's a bit simpler. But you can see here if we go to the image preview component, you can see here we pass the image preview DTO, and then map that to the image. And what I also check here is that if the image is expired. So if the image that sits on an S3 bucket with the expiry. And so what I do here, that's the example I posted on Twitter a few days ago. If the image is expired, it creates a request to an endpoint that refreshes the preview.
Right.
And what Spring ViewComponent makes so simple, we just return the image manager preview component. So that's probably a better name, image preview view component. But that's one of the benefits.
Nice.
I reuse the view component here in my manager on the initial page load, but I can also use it to refresh the page. Here it is just with HTMX. So if we look here, because the images currently have a 20-second, just a 20-second lifetime. If we load this page, it's pretty fast, but the images all are expired. But what it does, it creates a request to the refresh endpoint with the image ID. And then the response is just this little piece of HTML. If we load again, you can see that we didn't have any. We don't have that refresh, you know. Nice. So the refresh is only, and the nice thing about it, I wanted to first implement it with Alpine.js, but all my logic is in JavaScript, and with Thymeleaf and like Spring ViewComponent, all my logic is just in here. Just here check, okay, do I want to refresh the image? So does the preview come from the base path? So the base path, it's just a normal. I say, okay, refresh image is false, because on the initial page load, I don't want to refresh the images.
Yeah.
But if I go via the refresh preview endpoint, I just pass in refresh image true, and then automatically reloads the images. So if I go here again, it goes here in the refresh preview. And the nice thing is, because it's with HTMX, I have the HX trigger revealed. So the images only get refreshed when the HTML is actually shown.
Yeah,
so I have 1,000 images on my page. Only the images that are revealed are going to be refreshed. Because at the beginning, I had the refresh like on initial page load, but it was awfully slow, because on each refresh, it made a call to AWS. And this is much quicker. Like I had 5 seconds loading time, so 10 seconds, 20 seconds with many images, because each image is one API call. But with this, it's instant, right? And that's kind of the thing. It's the whole benefit of the server side first approach.
Yeah. Right. Wow. This is cool, my friend. Well, yeah, I think I'll have to dig into this some more. But I like I like that you can just call objects to create nested layouts. That's really, really powerful.
Yeah, you can, and like you can use dependency injection. You could use interfaces. You could do so much with it, right? That's like the thing. I had this idea. I think I talked with Oliver Dortbaum some time ago, because he was like, he was doing it server-side rendering at the university, and we had this talk on Twitter some time ago about components something, right? And I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And I just implemented it on a day, and then every time I used it, I found more cool stuff you can do with it, because it's just beans. You can do everything with it.
Yeah.
You have beans.
You get the same ease of composition.
Yeah.
I like it, and I like the idea of using this to build your front end for the browser. But then, if you need to build your mobile stuff, they still have the API. You can use a declarative client. That's
you can
as well.
And I think it makes stuff so much simpler. Because it reduces. If you think of a full stack application, so if you think about that, it's a lot with the modern JavaScript frameworks. So
yeah.
That's my whole stick, that you can. What I also wanted to look at next is Eclipse Store, the data graph, because if you think about it, with like with Spring, with server-side rendering, and something like Eclipse Store, you can build very good applications very simply, because you don't have to think about much.
Right. You know me, all about not thinking.
Yeah, it's very simple. So that's what I want to go next with. I have to rework an Angular application for a client. I posted it some time ago, because like the things you have to do to move from Angular 13 to the newest Angular release, it's such a long list. And
Wow.
and I was like, okay, I can make a good example out of that. I just port that over to server-side rendering, and just the reduction in code is going to be huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Thomas, thanks for your time, my friend. Where do
Thank
people go to learn more about you? Are you on the internet? Do you want to be found? Do you want to show us some Twitter we need to be following or something? Or a blog?
So I have a website as well, a blog. I blog sometimes. I don't know if you can. Oh wait, I can show that. So I have my blog Schuehly.de, but I'm also on GitHub and Twitter. So I'm Twitter, where I post often about Spring ViewComponent, and I'm on GitHub, and I also have a blog. I posted a Spring Boot library Gradle guide and
Cool.
secure Spring Boot actuator endpoints, Prometheus. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have
Awesome.
it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. We did good. We did some good stuff today here.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what it
awesome.
translates into.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cheers. Bye, everybody.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Oh yeah, Spring One. Go to Spring One. Spring One, everybody. Yeah, Spring One. Just I forgot about that. It's coming next month. Thank you, Simon, for reminding me. Spring One. See you next month, August. It's gonna be great. People are gonna be. We're gonna be at a place where you can meet the Spring team, learn from the source. It's what else could you ask for? Me, nothing else. That's all I want for Christmas is to see my team again. So that's what we're doing. Spring One. Bye, everybody. Have a great one.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.